Hey, what's up survivors, my name is Cap and welcome back to the channel and another 7 Days to Die video. Currently doing all this in Alpha 15 just in case it changes down the road or in the next version and something's a little bit different, just do keep that in mind. I had a few people asking me to do a video on teaching you guys about armor, the different classes, how to make it, how to find it, how to upgrade it, etc. Now there's 5 different sets of regular armor. Now this is considered the light armor set. You start off with plant fiber armor, which is the very first thing you'll end up making probably, and there's even a beginning quest, one of these journeys that you have to do, is to make plant fiber clothes. The next upgraded version of that is cloth armor, animal hide armor, leather armor, and then if you can find a hazmat suit later on, that is the progression of the light armor. When you get into the heavy armor, it's scrap armor and iron armor, and I'll show you going about how to make these and find these. Now, as I said, with the very first thing you're going to go about making the plant fiber clothing, this is just the lightest level of armor you can have without just being in your birthday suit. This is one of the very first quests you have to have, and basically you just have to have plant fiber. Gathering plant fiber is extremely easy. All you have to do is basically just punch grass. I mean, you can get it on accident, trying to pick up rocks, trying to do some mining or whatever. In a normal set of armor, it consists of armor that will protect your head, your chest, your legs, your hands, and your feet. So you're going to have gloves, hoods and hats, pants, shirts, and shoes, and then some of those also have things that are considered chest armor, leg armor, depending on how it's worded. But you can see with plant fiber, all you have to have is just a bunch of plant fiber. It's really simple. You don't have to have any skills to make these. They all take just a certain amount to make them, and there you go. They don't give you a whole lot of protection, so if you click on just, say, like plant fiber shirt here, durability is only 72, concussive and puncture damage percentage is only 7, radiations is very little, fire is 12, insulation is not going to keep you very warm if you go in the cold. So you can see this is only the basic level of protection to keep you from the elements and just light attacks, but it's not going to save your life. Now, in order to make the next set of armor for cloth armor, you're going to need to find a bunch of cotton. Now, this is what it looks like. It's just this white-budded plant, and they're laying around everywhere. You pick them up, and it gives you one apiece, and they're really easy to find. They are absolutely everywhere that grass is growing. Once you've picked up a ton of cotton, you can click on it and click on recipes, and it'll bring up all the different things you can make with cotton, and you'll see at the very top it has cloth fragments. This is what you're going to need to have it made into in order to be able to make cloth armor. So you can go through and craft as many as you possibly can. And then once you have a bunch of cloth fragments, you can do just a search for regular cloth over here in your inventory, and you can see cloth boots, cloth chest armor, cloth gloves, cloth head armor, and cloth leg armor. So it's no longer considered just basic clothing, where you can actually equip regular armor. And then back on my character screen, you see I still have my plant fiber shirt on, because you can have any kind of shirt. At this point, these are almost considered decorative. So if you find any of the colored shirts or turtlenecks, anything laying around, you can still wear those, and then you can put your cloth chest armor in the slot above it, so that you actually have a double layer here. The armor, of course, is where you're going to get most of your protection. You can see going just from durability, from plant to 72 to cloth at 101, that has already improved your chances of being able to withstand any damage that you're taking. And the same thing works out with your leg armor. You can have regular pants on if you find jeans or shorts and stuff laying around. That almost becomes a decorative thing at that point, and your cloth leg armor will go in its own slot, so it goes in over the top of your pants, again giving you double layer. Now your gloves, on the other hand, those will be replaced anytime you actually switch those out, and you can see here just by switching them, it gave me almost full arm protection there. And the boots work out the same way. They go almost up to my knees. So your boots will give you a little bit more when you're actually making these. I had some cowboy boots ahead of time, so these were more decorative too, but they do provide some durability, sometimes even stronger than what you already have. See, the cloth I have is 102. These cowboy boots I found are 182. So as you're in the world, do keep in mind that you can find clothes that might be better than some of the armor you've made, especially at low levels like plant fiber and cloth. So if you find some cowboy boots, or you find a set of shirts and pants or whatever that have a really high durability, you may use those more than just your armor to keep yourself protected. The next step up in armor is considered animal hide. Now, to get animal hide, obviously you're going to have to kill things like deer and bear to get these. And once you do kill them, you will have to have either a bone shiv that you can get from just finding a bone on a dog or another animal and sharpening it to a shiv, or a hunting knife if you find those. Chances are you're not going to be able to make one because it's early in the game, but once you've actually killed the animal, use one of these 2 items to actually dispose of its corpse, and you'll get animal hide from it. Now, in order to make animal hide, you don't have to have any skills for it, but it's the same level of equipment that you can do for these. You can even make a poncho, a little bit more of a decorative. But you got leg armor, hood, gloves, chest armor, and boots, and again increases the level of protection you have. The next level of armor up from here is where it starts to get a little bit more complicated, and that's only because you have to start having some skills, and that is for leather armor. So under here you have two different leather workings you can get. You can earn the leather working skills just by making and repairing leather armor, or you can buy it one at a time. Doesn't cost a lot. It's always good to have one in there. Leather tanning is a skill that you have to have in order to be able to make leather from animal hides, and of course your leather working skill that I just mentioned has to be at least level 1, and then that one costs 10 to actually unlock it. But once you actually have it, you can see now that it's actually highlighted, and you can make leather out of animal hide. 2 animal hide gives you 1 piece of leather. After this is where you're a little bit stuck, because even though now you have leather and you can pull up all the possible recipes for it, you'll see that if you're looking for leather armor, you're going to have the books for it. And these are things you have to find. Each one has its own book too. Unfortunately, there's not just one book that says learn how to make leather armor. But once you at least have the skills for it, you can make a bunch of leather, and then hopefully in your travels you'll find books, whether it's in houses or a library, that sort of thing. You can find these. They're not super rare, so you can find them pretty easily. The last little bit listed under light armor is considered the hazmat, and there's the 5 pieces of clothing for a hazmat suit too. Unfortunately, as of Alpha 15, you can't actually craft them. See, there's not even a way to find them. I don't know if you can find them at traders' places. I've been to a few of them, and I don't recall having seen them being an option to buy them, so I don't know if you can even buy them. Hazmats, I know, have to be found for sure, and they're just laying around randomly. They don't provide a lot of protection, but what they do provide you with is protection against radiation. So if you're heading into a highly radiated zone, then you're protected against that, but that's basically all the hazmat suit's used for. The next set of armor higher than that gets into the heavy armor set, and that is the scrap iron sets. There's the same 5 as normal for a headpiece, chest, gloves, legs, and boots. As you can see here, I mean, it kind of looks like I've got pieces of iron and they're duct taped to me. Now, the problem is with this is that just like with leather, you have to have found the book for it. Now, you don't necessarily have to have a specific skill to use these. All you have to have is to be able to have regular iron, leather, and duct tape, which you know how to find to make those. And leather, I just showed you how to make those. But again, you have to have the book to be able to make these. But this is the next level up for armor. And as you can see, it does provide a whole lot of protection here. Durability is up into the mid 400s. All the percentages for protection is much higher. So of course, this is definitely a goal to be able to get to. The last bit of clothing that you can make yourself is regular iron armor. You can see the same helmet, chest, boots, legs, pants, and gloves. As you can see, once you have these on there, you are very well protected. These are quite powerful. They're very, very strong for what you can possibly make yourselves. The problem is that you have to have a lot further into the game to be able to make these. For starters, you have to have a workbench to be able to make any of these. And just like the rest of them, as I was saying, you have to find a book. Either a book or a blueprint, depending on the specific one you're looking for here. But it's the same concept of finding those. But in order to be able to make them, you have to have forged iron. So you also have to have a forge, and you have to have leather. So you have to have quite a bit of materials ahead of time. You have to have a workbench, and you have to have a forge. But once you do, then your character will be pretty much maxed out as far as armor. And then again, of course, all the rest of your stuff is just decorative clothing that you can put on underneath it here just to make yourself look better. But that's really about it when it comes to armor. So the first several layers of it, you're going to be able to get really easily. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort other than just trying to find the necessary schematics and books for it. If you have any questions or if I missed something, do drop it in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to add it in the video description so everybody else can find it. If you found it useful, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. And just know that I truly appreciate that. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you guys so much for your time. You have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later.